This is a video using EFT to help you get over your emotional freaking agony whenever you've been jilted or ghosted, as they call it nowadays. So there could be a little bit of profanity in here because there's nothing that makes you feel better when you're doing therapy than having permission to just cuss. So this can happen to men, it can happen to women. I think it's more often that it happens to women in the scenario that I'm going to give you. So this guy comes along and he seems like he's everything you've ever wanted. He compliments you, he takes you out, he's wanting to be with you night and day, and then all of a sudden, for no apparent reason, he freaking disappears. Now I know this can happen to men as well, that some woman acts like they're so interested and then all of a sudden they're kind of unavailable. However, we're going to work on this with some emotional freedom technique. If you don't know how to do it, follow along with me. If you want to know more, there's 1,000 tutorials. So the last time it happened to me, can you believe somebody jilted me? I was so surprised. Yeah, of course it's happened to me more than once. So the first thing I felt, and I would assume I have a lot of women clients and men, you feel, guess what two emotions you feel? You feel foolish, and then you feel shame. And then guess what? You think there must be something about you that's flawed, and maybe they discovered your flaw. So I found the very best way to treat this is what's called the tell a story technique. That's when you just tell the story and you tap on yourself as you're doing it. So before we get started, think of a time that you've been jilted or ghosted. And ghosted is a good term because they just turn into a freaking ghost. So on a scale of 1 to 10, how strong are your emotions? We're going to go with foolish and shame, but yours could be hurt. If it's a long-term relationship, then you're going to have a lot deeper hurt feelings. But usually when the ghosting or the jilting happens, it happens pretty upfront. It's not usually like months down the road. That would be, I'd use some other term for that. But so on a scale of 1 to 10, check in with it. Now, when it happened to me not that long ago, I felt really foolish, and then I felt shame. I don't know why. I felt foolish because I trusted him. I felt foolish because I believed him when he said that I was everything he'd ever dreamed of in a woman. And so I felt foolish. Well, if you really felt all that, why did you freaking just disappear without a word, right? And I don't know about men, but I know women, we try to figure out why. Well, maybe I said the wrong thing, or maybe there was something about me that I didn't know that he just couldn't stand, and it finally came out. Likely, honey, he found something he liked better. Same with us ladies doing it to a man. Likely, maybe we found somebody that rang our bell a little louder, or maybe there was just something that we knew long term it wouldn't work out. So here we go, telling a story. Now let's start by tapping right here. This is called the karate chop spot. And we're going to say, hey, even though I felt jilted and ghosted and got all freaking emotional, I love and accept myself. Even though my flashcard just blew away, I'm outside in my backyard in my boat dock. Even though I felt jilted and he just freaking disappeared, I love and accept myself. I was jilted, ghosted, he disappeared, she disappeared. Who knows? Who knows? It hurt my feelings. I feel ashamed and foolish. I feel so foolish. Let's just go ahead with the story. I believed him when he said that I was really good looking. I believed him when he said, you don't really need a facelift. Ha ha ha. I'm telling on myself now. See, I've already tapped on this and it's been a while, so of course I feel okay. But maybe it just happened to you. I felt so foolish that I trusted him. You know, I never let anybody in. And for some reason, I let him in. I let down my guard. You know why I let down my guard? I'm going under the armpit if you're wondering. You can't see me that well out here. I let my guard down. I never let my guard down. Guess what? It's almost like, damn it. You know better than to let your guard down, but yet a part of me says, how are you ever going to truly give your heart to somebody if you don't let your guard down every now and then? So I would just, in this treatment, go ahead and tell the story as it happened to you while tapping. If you want, you can pause the video and tell your story. Next, we're going to move into the fact that maybe you're flawed. So I'm just going to tell you all the things I thought. Maybe your things are different. And just let yourself say what's on your mind. You can borrow my benefits and say what mine were. By the way, I did start at an 8 when this first happened to me, and now I'm laughing about it. And that's where you want to get to. You want to go from being all traumatized and whining and crying and staying in the victim stance to a place of, oh, it's just life, it happens. Asshole. I told you there could be some therapeutic profanity. So anyway, let's work on our flaws. Now, guys, I'm sure you may feel this as well. Ladies, I know we think we have some flaws. So here's some of the flaws that came up for me that I tapped on. Okay, so I'm still just tapping and telling the story, tapping on the acupressure points, releasing the trauma. Maybe he noticed that cellulite on my legs. Maybe it made him feel so disgusted. Maybe he really did think I should be perfect, and so what, I'm 60-something years old. Maybe that cellulite freaked him out. Guys, you could say, maybe she didn't like my dick. Maybe she wanted a different one. Maybe she wanted a bigger one. Maybe she wanted a little crooked one. Those are the good kinds. So, here we go. He noticed my flaws. Aw, man. Maybe it's because, yeah, I could be 10 pounds overweight. Maybe it's that little roll on my belly. Maybe it's those 8 spots on my hand. See? Maybe they Googled me and found my financial portfolio wasn't so wonderful. Maybe I'm just flawed. Maybe something is terribly wrong with me. Now here you can start to see how this is just getting foolish, right? Just silly, ridiculous, foolish stuff happens. People decide they can't be with you. Usually I figure when something like this happens to me, I'm just too much Rebecca. What I do is very intense. I'm a psychic. I have clients all over the world. I spend 2 hours in quiet time every morning. What kind of guy is going to be okay with that? Not some just normal guy that all they want to do is watch TV. So maybe you're too much of a wonderful man or woman that you are. Maybe they could see that you're not willing to compromise. The thing is, you can drive yourself freaking crazy trying to figure it out why that person didn't even have the courage to tell you it's not working out, that they just jilted you and disappeared. So here's where I find it very, very helpful to allow yourself to move into anger. Oh God, is there anything better than just getting roaring mad while you're tapping and cussing? It is so wonderful. And don't you dare flag this video for me using a little bit of profanity, because it's good therapeutic profanity. So when you think about feeling angry, now let yourself get angry. We done got over the hurt feeling. Boo-hoo, I'm flawed. Nanny, nanny. So give yourself permission to stop being such a wonderful person and get angry. What kind of names would you like to call this person? That jerk. They led me on. Tap with me. Start right here. This is for self-sabotage. We're not saying the words exactly like Gary Craig, who, I love you, Gary Craig. But it'll get her done. Tap right here. I feel so angry. Oh, measure your anger. Scale of 1 to 10. 10 is really high. 1, yeah. Probably at the end you'll be at a 1. I feel so angry. You jilted me. You made me think something was freaking wrong with me. I feel angry. I'd like to call you some bad names like asshole, jerk. Did I say asshole, jerk? Yeah, you led me on. You made me think I was your one and only, and that pisses me off. Oh, feels so good to say that. It pisses me off. I freaking hate you. Now, that's not really true, but it feels good to say it, doesn't it? We're such good little girls and boys. We'd never say anything like that. I hate you. You make me so mad. I'd like to pull all your hair out. Yeah, that'd be fun. I'd like to scream and holler. You jilted me. Now I'm going around thinking something horrible is wrong with me, and you're just sitting over there feeling fine. So take a deep breath in and out and tune into your level of anger and tell me if it hasn't taken a nosedive. Now you might want to stop this video and do some more cussing and raving on your own till you feel this big, God, there's nothing wrong with me. This person was a jerk. Why didn't I see it? Oh, that's a whole nother ball of worms. Why didn't I see it? Now, before we end this video, we got to do one more thing. And that's what I didn't like. I don't like being accountable. And not just that we didn't see any red flags. There's always a few little red flags. But my thought is, wait a minute. Have I done this to somebody? Well, not in that manner, but has somebody really, really, really liked me and I didn't like them that much, and maybe I didn't have the courage to tell them, and they had this wrong idea. Maybe we have done it too. So it's time to take some responsibility. So let's just tap right here. Yeah, I feel hurt. I feel angry. Well, actually, I'm feeling better by the minute. But maybe I've done this too. Now, I bet you if you stopped and made a list, you could go back in your life and you could think of all the times somebody really, really liked you a lot, and maybe you didn't have the courage to tell them. You just let them. And maybe sometimes it's kind of fun to know that somebody thinks you hung the moon. Maybe I've done it too. I'm so sorry. Please forgive me. I'm sorry for those I've done it to. Please forgive me. I'm so sorry. Please forgive me. And take a deep breath in and out. All better. So I hope you've enjoyed this video. Subscribe to my channel. If you know somebody that's been jilted or ghosted, please send them this video and leave your comments in the section below. And if you want to tell us about when you got jilted, I'm sure everybody would love reading it. And guess what? You'll be getting some sympathy, but what you really want is to use this whole experience to help you discover what it is that you really want. How do you want to be treated? If you've been jilted or ghosted, you know how you don't want to be treated. So, this is Rebecca, wishing you lots and lots and lots of love. And guess what? From somebody that deserves you. Be back soon with another video.